What is going on, Big Blue Nation? Selena, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Been better.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, and I've been better. Today started off great. Beautiful Sunday. Um, Out there shooting some hoops with the boy. Set the phone down on the back of the wife's car. Um, she says, "Hey, I'm gonna go get groceries." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna go watch the baby doing the thing." She comes back, get ready for go to the gym, looking for my phone, and the oh shit moment of I know what I just did. And I was like, there's no way that it survived like backing up at a driveway, going bumping, stop signs, blah, blah. It did. Got all the way out to the 3-lane highway and was run over no less than 400 times, I would imagine.
I can confirm I have seen a picture of said phone, and it is, or was, awful.
I put it out there. If
Awful.
it's on the X right now. Yeah. And boy, oh boy. We have rapidly moved into football season. A lot of
Quickly.
recruits have been announcing for this 2026 class. And hey, I mean, a certain somebody leaves, big dog turns to old dog, and he leaves, and Kentucky starts reeling them in. Wide receiver coach doing his thing. Yeah, wide receiver coach doing his thing. Brad White, obviously, we love him and what he does on the defense, doing his thing on his side. O-line doing their thing. So overall, just massive. And then the big name that we got in the last few weeks is on the show now. I'm going to bring him in. It looks like he's potentially driving, or hopefully he's the passenger. I see the phone bouncing around a little bit. So we always recommend safe driving practices on this show. But no, looking forward to getting him on. I've watched a bunch of his tape the last couple of days. So I got to nerd out on football. You know how I do with watching my film. But just absolutely hell of an athlete, multi-sport athlete as well, which I think is why he's so impressive on what he does. And this was one that I know Big Blue Nation was excited to get, and he made his commitment on the 25th, I believe. So 4-star out of Austin, Texas. We got Ben Duncum on the show, and he's in. How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
Hi.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Man, what's going on? Good, man. You sound great. Where are you up to now?
We just got off the lake, actually.
Nice.
So I'm just sitting in the parking lot. I was kind of trying to speed over, so I wasn't doing this while driving. So I just parked. I actually just saw one of my friends. He just walked by. That's why my phone was bouncing around. I was talking to him. Yeah.
No, man, all good. Appreciate you parking. That was the way, I don't need that on me. It was something like 4-star recruit gets an accent as he's talking to all UK ball about some nonsense. So thanks for pulling over, man, and enjoying the show. So I went through some of the timeline stuff, and I want to talk about that first. So you had a bunch of offers. You take a visit to Wisconsin. I think then you got a offer from Baylor, and then you roll in to your visit with Kentucky. And then like 5 days later, we have the commitment for you. So can you walk us through that process and how quick it was from your offer to visit? A lot of the folks on the show don't get to go through the experience you get to of, collegiate offers and multi-visits and having a massive decision to go play football somewhere. So can you walk us through how that was and what it was about Brad White and Mark Stoops and the program that made you pick Kentucky over big schools like Wisconsin?
Yeah, so kind of how like it all started, it's basically recruiting goes through Twitter. So you kind of DM me or whatever.
Yeah.
Coach Stu was the first one to ever DM me, got his number, got on a call with him a few times, just talk basic stuff about my family, about the program. And then probably call 2, he offered me. I was really excited. It was my first SEC offer. Really excited, I think it was they offered 27, so I was really excited with that. So I was starting to reach that 30 mark. So I was really excited, and then they came in during spring ball. Coach Stu came in, I think it was day 1. For us actually, he came the first day, the first practice. So he was the first guy I saw, first guy I met. So that was good. He told me a story about coming to watch me and stuff, so it was pretty cool to hear that. But then Coach White came in, the DC came in, I think 2 weeks after that. Came, watched a spring practice, talked to them, had great conversations. He came early actually and talked to my DC and gave like defensive scheme tips or whatever. So he was in there at like 4 a.m.
Nice.
Doing stuff with my crazy DC. He like made him wake up, I guess. I don't know. It was pretty funny about that. And then, I kind of locked in an OV, but the main thing that sold me is the story I heard about spring ball is Coach White. I was on the phone with him after he came in talking. He was talking like high stuff about me. Like I have some offers and stuff, but like I wasn't thinking that I'd be like one of the most sought after like SEC players at a team. Like I would be like the best one. So he was kind of telling me stuff. He was like, "Yeah, no, you're the guy we want." And there's a lot of lying in college football, so I was kind of like, I just kind of took it, I wasn't really thinking too much about it. And he flips out some like proof and shows me that I'm the number 1 kid. He flips the camera and shows me that I'm like the number 1 kid that they want. And I like recognize the names under it. And I see like 4 stars that I see in like the top 100. And I see like the kids that like I know their names kind of. So I was really, that like threw me off. And I was really like, that's when I knew I was kind of like going to come to Kentucky. So it was a little earlier. But I had to make sure my visit went well, so I planned a visit, had to make sure all the meetings and stuff went well, the players, there wasn't like anything weird. But I mean, shoot, probably right when he showed me that, I knew I was going to go to Kentucky. Because I mean, that you want to go to a place that wants you. Because if they want you, you're going to play early. So that's
Absolutely,
pretty much
man.
my story.
That's big. So how many visits had you taken before Kentucky?
Oh, I took a ton of unofficials, but I only took 4 officials,
Okay.
so it was Wisconsin, Wisconsin, K-State, Oklahoma State, Kentucky. Not in that order,
Okay.
but yeah, those 4 are the schools I visited.
And those are your final 4, I think, on your post too. How were the facilities at Kentucky? From like weight room, nutrition, locker room, how are they compared?
Rando.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, no.
You stole my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. That Selena wants to ask you a question real quick.
It's fine.
No, yeah, the facilities are really nice. The weight room, I like how it's all set up. Because there's like crazy big weight rooms that are like really cool and whatnot, but like you don't need that. You just need a good weight room. Like their weight room was like nice, like it was really nice, but like it wasn't so big that it was like weird, Like yeah, it was like a perfect space. Then their indoor their indoor turf was the best one I've seen. It was a full like 150 yards, really long, tall. It was probably the best one I've seen. And the outside fields are really nice, like how it was grass and how clean and kept it was, and like the hills. they had everything really nice, and like the team rooms are nice and like new. We did some cool pictures in the team room, stuff like that. So I mean, the facilities are really nice.
Awesome.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I've been out on the practice field. I went there. Stoops was going to do, his regular interview. And I was gonna sit in on it. It got canceled or it got moved. I was just sitting around, and the practice field was left wide open. So I was like, I'm gonna go kind of walk around and have some nostalgia moments, not from Kentucky, but from my days playing. And everything was gorgeous, new, and it just for me being a Kentucky fan, it was awesome. So I'm glad you kind of felt that too. Now that you're part of Big Blue Nation, Selena, do you have any other questions before I steal more of them?
Well, so you mentioned Big Blue Nation. So what are your thoughts about the fan base so far?
No, the fan base is definitely pretty cool. I haven't really noticed. I didn't think, there was like, I knew there was fan bases, but I didn't know that there was like fan bases that are going to contact like you as a recruit. I thought it was going to be like maybe the fan bases will reach out or whatever if you're like the star at the team. Like there's probably like 3 guys that I thought would get reached out to, and I guess I was wrong. I guess, I mean, the fan base is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're a little crazy sometimes, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Definitely. It's definitely a good thing. I mean, that's definitely an upside to coming here. I'm going to be honest. Definitely excited when I found out about all this stuff.
Yeah, man, I will tell you, you probably know Kentucky synonymous with basketball, right? But the fan base is so hungry for consistent talent to come in and feed the football program and get wins. If you weren't around for the 10-2 seasons, but like to be a part of the fan base, and when Kentucky is competing at the top of the SEC, which we're seeing the talent come in here, and we've done it within the last half decade or so, be at the top. There's nothing like Kroger Field, especially at night with the light show. You're going to be in there, man, and you're going to know you made the right decision. But you talked about being wanted, and I've watched some of your film, that you posted on Huddle. You obviously moving throughout the O line, whether it's over center in a 3 technique, outplaying 7 or 9, whatever your coach is playing it on the DN. Where do you like to play most? Because when I watch you, if you're over center in a 3 technique, there's not a center or guard who can keep up with you, man. At least at your level that you're playing right now in Texas, you are elite with your hand movement, and if it's a single block, good luck. And if it's double, you're able to get skinny and fight through there. Where do you prefer to play? Did Brad White talk to you about that?
I mean, I prefer to play that 5. I like that 5. I like the outside a little bit more. Last year, I had to play inside, so I think I got up to probably 268 during my film from junior year. So I was pretty heavy. I'm probably 240, 245 now. But during that, I played inside because we had at that time we had an older kid that kind of was going to play my spot and switched out after. He was a pretty big recruit. He went to USC, and then the other edge is a TCU commit. So I was kind of inside between them. So they kind of rotated us all around. They'd move us all around and just kind of mismatch each one of us, and we'd like get one-on-ones and whatnot and like stuff like that. But I mean, mainly when I played inside, I was kind of getting the double teams. So my stats, at least for sacks, weren't the best compared to the other guys, but my tackles kept up decently, and my TFLs, I think I had one of the better or best on our team. So those, I feel like they see me as more of like a 3 to a 5 and out, just all throughout there. I wouldn't say nose, because nose at a college level is, I mean, you got to be like 350 up, kind of. You got to take that block on. But I think 3 to out is what I'm gonna be playing for them. They kind of said, look at Josh Pascal as kind of the person I'm gonna play like. So it's definitely what I was excited about watching him, because he played a lot of outside, but he still got inside reps. It was pretty good. And he went, I think, 2nd or 1st round.
Yeah, man. Versatility. Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That's a big comparison, man. And if they're already looking at you like that, that's even more exciting for this fan base and what you can bring. So we got a comment here talking about how someone has been watching you, BB, here, and your hand fighting skills. And I was expecting to see in your resume some wrestling, and maybe you do wrestle. It wasn't anything that I found, but it was shot put. And a key didn't like that made sense. That made a lot of sense because with shot put, it's, balance and it's really efficiency, right? So it's like you obviously have to be strong to push that thing, but it's no wasted movement. It's all about like being efficient, staying in your box, and as you bounce and get to that thing, you push it. There's no wasted movement there, and you can see that. Like your first hand when it sticks somebody, these dudes don't like it. Like they're falling backwards. You had a pancake on a center at about 30 seconds in to your film. That I mean, honestly, like that. If that kid's family was in the stands, you should feel sorry. You should feel bad for yourself. Like that was embarrassing for that young man. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, super impressive stuff. So have you wrestled, or do you think your ability is from shot put or your multi-sport athlete? Where do you think that comes from that helps with that D-line movement, your hand placement, getting low, those sort of things?
I mean, throughout like my life, I've kind of played every sport, probably other than soccer. I've done a little bit of everything, but I think lacrosse, like I played lacrosse throughout like my younger career until a good like 8th grade is probably when I was done, but I played for like 8 years. And that helps like with stick control, and for some reason stick control is like I don't know, it helps with your hands a lot, I think. But I was naturally kind of like better with my hands, but I kind of trained it a little better. And once I got into shot put with that right hand, like the strike with your right hand, that helps you with your punch. Once I started getting better at that, shot puts helped a lot. It helps with my punch in the field, and it helps with balance, and like it also helps with your spin move because you're spinning with a shot put since I'm a spinner. So that's been really beneficial for me in a lot of ways. But my hands are mainly, I think it's because of lacrosse when I was younger, honestly. I mean, I box out a bag every once in a while. My friend has one, so I'll go over and I'll do some therapy because he has some like cool therapy stuff at his house.
Yeah.
And then I'll go hit the bag for like 20 minutes. So I don't know. I think I know how to fight and stuff, but I think that's helped a lot doing all that stuff. Just kind of built onto each other.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. So when I was playing ball, I hadn't played like actual organized football. My family just wasn't about it, but until high school. And I showed up and I thought I was talented. I played receiver and I thought I was talented enough, but then you get into the game, and even I played 6A ball down in Florida. So the game was super fast for me because I hadn't done it, got a lot of reps in. And then I spent an off season. My best man was a professional boxer. So he had a couple of pro fights. I trained with him for a summer and just in a ring, had some, amateur fights, but sparring. And I came back to the field and everything slowed down. It was something about being in the ring one-on-one with somebody and having to calculate and just be that intimate with somebody before they punch you in the face. It was like truly it slowed everything down for me. And I became such like that was a rocket ship for me for my football career and how I did playing. So if you enjoy it, man, if you got someone down there, stay healthy, please. But get in there, and I think you'll also experience an elevation, especially with your footwork too. Like obviously the footwork is massive. You'll increase your abilities there too. Selena, you got any other questions for Ben?
My last question would be, what are you most looking forward to aside from like getting on campus and playing? Like, what's something else you look forward to?
I think the most thing I'm looking forward to is coming in. I want to gradually. I want to come see how much I can change my body that first 3 months because I've seen the changes there. When I go to college, I kind of have a plan to I'm gonna throw on some weight. I'm probably gonna play senior at 250, and then I kind of want to lean up before I come up. Lean up right before I come to Kentucky, and then I just want to start throwing on weight, and get ready for the season and see if I can play as a true freshman, and be one of the guys as a true freshman. That's my goal. That's what I'm most excited for, is to come change my body, change how I move, just be college ready immediately and go play. I mean, that's my big thing I'm ready for.
Yeah, no, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I don't think most players I'm ready to get on campus and meet the team. And you're like, no, I'm ready to get to work.
Oh yeah, I mean the strength program changes you there. I was really pudgy whenever I was younger. I was kind of been pudgy my whole life, so I kind of want to be done. I kind of want to be done pudgy, right after season. I was I like December, I was like I started losing a little bit of weight at the end of the season. So I got up to 268. I think the last game I was 260-ish. And then that December, I focused on my, we have a home gym, so it's really easy for me, which I'm very blessed to have, honestly. But that home gym, I'd wake up before I'd even eat or do anything. I'd drink some water, I'd go work out, eat, and I had a meal plan with ground beef and stuff, and I lost 30 pounds in 30 days doing that. And my bench went up like 40 pounds, 50 pounds, squat went up like 50, 60 pounds, 40 time went down like zero point 0.4 seconds, shuttle like 0.3 seconds, vert up and broad jump up. I mean, it was really good to like happen to me. But yeah, I'm ready to kind of do one of those again, honestly, and just change my body again. I'm gonna try and focus on doing like another 30 days like that, probably starting tomorrow, because I just got done with the viz, and this week's kind of been like a see what like all my friends week and stuff, because I've been on the road for a while. But I think tomorrow I'm gonna start locking back in with all my diets and workouts and change my body again. Just my plan is to do it now again, and then do it right after season my senior year, and change it just like that, and then come up. I mean, I just like I'm really big into lifting. Honestly, I like seeing changes.
No, man, that's awesome to hear. Just to hear your drive, and I think most people understand. If they don't, they will when they see you and they get here. That just football in Florida, football in Texas, football in Ohio, football in California, especially at the high school level, is just different. Like I'm sure your facilities are immaculate. You've been going to some of these schools, look like they're have better facilities than colleges have at some of these levels, outside of like the Power Five or Group of Five, I guess now. But it's just different, and they take it seriously down there. And if we can, I really hope you come there, man, and you're taken care of. Keep working your ass off. I can see the things that are going to be good for you. You can be the representation that Brad White's telling you. If you put your head down and grind, and we start opening the door for more Texas players to come to Kentucky, man, they can see that this is a legit SEC school program. And I hope that we start having a feeder system in there, in the same area you're in Austin, and then throughout Texas, man. Because like I said, it's just different down there. It just truly is of how they take football in the high school level.
Yeah, we take it serious around here. Our facilities are crazy nice. We got a big indoor. I think it's 60, 70 yards indoor. We got big fans. Our weight room, the Lake Travis weight room, I think is the nicest in Texas, honestly. We have eight racks going both sides, and then we have one line, and then we have 3 lines of those in our weight room. So I think there's like enough racks to do, so it'd be 16, like almost 42 racks, or 42 like stations people could work out at. And they have like treadmills and a bunch of auxiliaries all around circling everything. So it's really big. If you search up a picture, you'll see it. It's really nice.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. It gets you motivated to want to get to those 2 a days. I imagine 2 days in Texas are about the same as we're in Florida, where that afternoon workout is just killer, man. 100 damn degrees, and you're smoked and you're living off of like freaking McGriddles and protein smoothies, right? Whatever you can get down between practices. But my last question for you, man, how's the team looking? Are we like competing for state championship this year? How do we feel we're going to end our senior year there in Lake Travis?
I mean, I feel very good. Our D line, our front 7 is solid. The whole D line, the USC kid's gone, but the whole D line is back. I have me on the right end, kind of will rotate, and then my friend on the left end's a TCU commit, and then we have 2 linebackers, who one just committed to Air Force, and the other one's he'll probably end up going Power 5 somewhere. But his coach messed his whole story up and kind of ruined his high school stuff. But if he doesn't go Power 4, I think he's going to go to Texas State. But he's going to be a stud there. One of our corners just quit from last year because he's a UT baseball commit. There's like 93. So he's gone. So we're missing a corner. But I think we filled it up. So, I mean, our defense is going to be better than last year. Our offense, our O-line is pretty much returning. Our receivers are pretty much returning. Our quarterback is kind of we don't know who's going to be the starter, really. So that's kind of, I'd say, our weak point, because we don't know who's starting yet. So if we can figure out like who's a starter and who's going to be our guy, I think we're going to be set. Our running back's really good. He's committed to Princeton. he could have went Group of 5 somewhere. Honestly, definitely, actually, if you waited a little bit, but we have a solid team. I think we could go all the way to state. If our quarterback, if we can figure out who's going to be the best quarterback for us, we should make the state. We'll beat West. If we beat Westlake, we'll beat North Shore. Winning state is going to be the hard part. That's probably going to be the hardest part for us.
Hey man, you're on the D line. That's all right. It doesn't matter what the offense does. Just hold the other O to no points. Smack the quarterback around. Get him nervous. Have him looking at his feet down at the O line, and y'all be all right. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching. I have a reason now to dedicate some time to Texas high school ball and seeing how you do, man. And best of luck to you. Stay healthy. I know you're wanting to get yourself in the gym. Enjoy the summer, man. Just spend more time at the lake. Right, do all the things you're supposed to do going into your senior year. Kill it, man, and have a good time. And then come to Kentucky ready to rock. And looking forward to seeing your journey as you go from freshman at Kentucky to hopefully watching you play on Sundays at some point, man.
Yeah, that's the goal.
All right, brother. Well, have a good rest of your summer, man. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. I know the State Line Co. folks who wanted to jump on here. They're the ones that make most of the apparel I have back here. I think they're going to send you some stuff. Hit up in the DMs. I'll shoot it to you. They want to send you some stuff so you can rock out. Some legit, get you in the blue while you're down there in Texas. We know what you're about down there at Lake Travis, man. But, hey, I appreciate you joining on, man. Hey, best of luck to you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Good luck this year. Yep.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
Yep.
Well, I'm excited for him.
Yeah. Same.
He's just, I don't know. You could tell he was, not super boisterous. Just kind of, you could tell he's a humble kid, just about it working. Just like, hey,
he's about getting out of business. Yeah, he's ready to be in the gym already. I can tell you, my senior year, I was not in the gym. My senior year, no sir, I was out doing things with my friends.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I was not.
Yeah, it tells you kind of where his one, we said it, but his dedication level, and two, like BB's saying here, he's got a drive that you want a kid who's coming in here, has a D1 offer to SEC. You want him to have that, come in here and compete and want to play early on. Already talking about like changing his body type, and like he knows what it's going to take to play down here with the big boys. It's not going to be really anything new for him. The expectations, because I talked about playing at Texas or playing Texas high school ball, is pretty massive. But it is a whole new level, right? Like he's not going to be able to just manhandle. He's not going to be able to manhandle guards and centers and tackles like he has been. He's going to have to work on his game and continue to get better, get bigger, faster, stronger. But if we keep bringing in kids like that, they're gonna mess around and get me excited about football season again.
Well, he's next year, right? Not this season. So
yeah, 2026. He's coming back. Yeah. I wasn't about to ask him that. Like, hey, so what happens if my guy isn't there anymore? And we're gonna leave those. We're gonna leave that alone.
Don't say that.
Yeah. But he's got all the right priorities. All the right priorities, man. And it gets me excited. Yeah. Shout out one more time to Ben for jumping up on the show. I appreciate it. We had close to 200 people watch them. We'll repost it so people can ask. I didn't really want to take questions. I didn't really talk to him much about it. He just reached out and I was like, yeah, man, let's get you on the show. But if we can get a Texas factory coming to Kentucky, yes.
Big time.
Yes, please.
Big time.
Yes, please. But all right, Mobile Nation, thanks for jumping on. You all have a good rest of your summer. Enjoy the 4th of July. Be safe, please. The world sucks. Be safe on 4th of July. Keep your head on a swivel. But as always, go Cats.
Go Cats.
Peace.